All right, today we're going to completely reframe your relationship with AI. Seriously. We're moving beyond just, poking in a magic box and hoping for the best. We're going to turn that frustration you feel into precise, predictable control. Does this sound familiar? You've got this brilliant idea in your head, you type it into an AI, you hit enter, and what you get back is, well, it's just bland, totally generic, utterly uninspired. It's a feeling we've all had, but here's the thing. It's not you. It's that we're all working from a fundamental misunderstanding of how to talk to these things. And that misunderstanding, it usually comes from this myth, this idea that to really get what you want from AI, you have to be a coder, someone who speaks Python or C++. Well, today, we are going to blow that idea right out of the water because the most powerful AI programming language on the planet is one you already speak fluently. So here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into that common AI frustration problem. Then, we'll introduce a totally new way to think. We'll explore why AI is so different from regular computers, and then, this is the best part, we'll dive into a practical 5-step workflow that will turn you into an AI programmer in your own right. Okay, first up, the AI frustration problem. And that subtitle says it all, doesn't it? Poking at a magic black box. Let's get into this feeling, because I bet it's going to sound really familiar. Yeah, this is it. That feeling of being intimidated, treating the AI like this weird, unknowable box, just hoping something useful pops out. And all that wasted time just trying random things over and over, only to get those generic, boring results. This isn't a personal failure, I promise. It's just the result of using the wrong mental model for the job. Which brings us to section 2, a new way to think. This is where your words become the code. This is the big idea, the key that unlocks everything and solves the frustration we just talked about. It's what shifts you from being a passive user to an active programmer. So the solution is a framework called linguistics programming. And the core idea? It's actually incredibly simple. Your words, just plain English, are the code. It's a whole system that moves you away from just guessing and lets you deliberately engineer the outcomes you want from AI. And check out this analogy. It makes it so clear. You've got the AI researchers. They're the engine builders. They use Python and C++ to build the incredibly complex machine. But your role isn't to build the engine. Your role is to be the expert driver. You don't need to know how a combustion engine works to drive a car. You just need to master the controls. And this right here is the key takeaway. Your words are the steering wheel, the gas pedal, the brakes. Every single sentence you write is a command that gives the AI direction. You are already in the driver's seat. You just need to learn how to drive. Okay, section 3, 2 worlds of programming. This explains why AI feels so different. It's the reason our old habits for dealing with computers, clicking menus and filling out forms, just don't work with AI. So, the old world traditional software is deterministic. You put in 2 plus 2, you get 4. Every single time. It's a rigid formula. But AI? AI lives in a probabilistic world. It's making a highly educated guess about what should come next. And this variability, this is so important, it isn't a bug. It's the source of its creativity. Your job isn't to get rid of it, it's to guide it. Which brings us to section 4, your 5-step AI workflow. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. This is how you move from just having an idea to having a fully engineered result. This is the actionable system you can start using right now to become that expert driver. And here it is, the 5-step linguistics programming workflow. It's a simple, repeatable system that will take you from a fuzzy idea in your head to a precisely engineered result. So let's break down each one of these steps. Step 1 is contextual clarity. And honestly, this is probably the most important one. The single biggest reason AI fails is ambiguity. An expert driver knows their destination before they even start the car, right? You have to define exactly what done looks like. Without this map, the AI is just driving blind. Step 2, give the AI a job title. This is such a great trick. A generic AI is going to give you generic answers. But when you tell it to act as a seasoned financial analyst or act as a witty copywriter, you're giving it a persona. You're telling it exactly which corner of its massive brain to use, and that makes its responses so much more relevant. Step 3 is all about something we call linguistic compression, and this slide shows it perfectly. Look at the before. Human conversation is full of fluff like please and I was wondering if you could. To an AI, that's just noise that clogs up its thinking process. By stripping your command down to its absolute essence, like in the after example, you create a much clearer, much more efficient signal.
And you have to remember this key mindset shift. You are not being rude by being direct. You are writing efficient code. This is what it means to think like a programmer, just using the words you already know.
Next up, step 4 is providing an example. See, AIs are incredible pattern matching machines. That's really what they do. So show, don't just tell. Giving it a tiny sample of your brand's witty tone or the exact table format you need, well, it's like giving a carpenter a finished chair and saying, make another one just like this. It removes all the guesswork. And finally, step 5, review and refine. Listen, no programmer expects their code to work perfectly on the first try. It just doesn't happen. That first output you get from an AI, it's just a first draft. Your job is to use precise follow-up commands to edit it, to shape it, to mold it. This back and forth is what truly separates a passive user from an active programmer. And that brings us to our final section, number 5, becoming an AI programmer. This is about more than just getting better answers. It's about a new kind of literacy. It's a fundamental shift in your role in this new world. This right here, this is the transformation we've been talking about. You go from being a passive user to an active programmer. You stop just poking at a black box and you start engineering outcomes. You replace all that guesswork with a reliable system, and you turn that constant frustration into precise, reliable control. But of course, with this new power comes a new level of ownership. As the programmer, you are now responsible for the final output. And that means you have to carefully check for inaccuracies and make sure the results you engineer are solid, sound, and reliable. By mastering this workflow, you've basically learned the new literacy for the AI age. And it's not about learning Python. It's about programming with the words you already use every single day. So I guess the only question left is, now that you are a programmer of a totally new kind, what are you going to engineer next?